Welcome to DU Digimon.
Hey now, do you want to play decks with stacks like this? Well then, you're in for a treat. Hello and welcome to DU Digimon and welcome to another deck profile. If you like this sort of content, please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel and ding that notification bell so you're not missing out on any of the latest content. Now, I am slightly sick to death of playing Hudie. Hudie, I played it at Regionals. I didn't do as well as I really wanted to with it because I'll be honest, I don't think I built the deck particularly. I think I over teched it, I guess, or over tuned it. On the night before Regionals, and I really wish I hadn't. I've since changed it, and it's a lot better, or it feels a lot better. But I still don't really want to play it because I find the deck boring, and ultimately, I'll be real with you, I kind of just don't really like the way the meta is at the moment. You know, I would much prefer to be down in the bowels playing non-meta stuff like this, and the reason why this came into my head is because one of the main cards that's within Hudie is Shakkoumon. This one here to be specific, and on top of that the new Ankylomon and Angemon as well. And I have played Shakkoumon since way back in BT16. I love the deck. It's one of my favorites. It's a surprisingly generic kind of bottom end, really, that's fairly consistent, has some cool little things going for it, and I really love it. So we're going to look at the main list that I've been experimenting with, and then what we're also going to do is take very quick glimpses at other things you can do with it as well. So starting with the egg, we've got the Upamon here, which just very simply, while this Digimon has 2 or more colours, it gains blocker. Super simple. It's a blocker inheritable for anything with 2 colours. Then going into the rookies, we've got the Patamon from BT16. I put this one back in. I kind of wish sometimes that this was the promo Patamon, but I don't have any copies of that. But so I've gone for this one. And to be fair, it's still pretty good. Start of your main phase and on play, if it's your turn, one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a level 4 Digimon card with the Angel or Free trait in your hand with a Digivolution cost reduced by 1. So really not bad at all. Then has a when attacking inheritable of trashing the top Digivolution card of one of your opponent's Digimon. So that's pretty handy as well. Then going into the Armadillomons, we've got the promo one here, promo 121. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 black or yellow card with 2 or more colours, and 1 Tamer card with Cody, Hida in its name among them to the hand, and return the rest to the bottom of the deck. So what's really funny about this guy is if you wanted to, you could technically still play Hudimon in this list, because this could search it. I don't know if you would, because there's not enough Hudie names, really. But you could potentially play the Chitose Tamer in this still, and all this sort of stuff. But this is a safe place. I'm not playing Hudimon in this list. I'm just saying there's room for experimentation. We could do that. But with a safe space, we're not doing that. Also has an end of your turn inheritable. This Digimon and another of your Digimon may DNA Digivolve into a Digimon card in your hand. So really, really good card. You know, all in all, your main consistency tilt and gives you that end of turn DNA if you require it. Then our last rookie is going to be the BT16 Armadillomon. This one very simply has a your turn effect of when one of your other Digimon is played or Digivolves. If it has the free trait or is yellow, you gain a memory. So it just helps you with that memory gain, helps you with that memory recursion, and just kind of keeping your tempo going. Also has a 1000 DP all turns inheritable, so you can use that on your turn to attack in, and also on your turn, on your opponent's turn to block. Then going into the other cards, we've got 4 copies of the new Angemon from BT23. It's got Barrier. On play when Digivolving, you draw 1. So you draw for the Digivolution and then draw again, which is quite nice. Then if it's your turn, 2 of your Digimon may DNA Digivolve into Shakkoumon in the hand. So that is pretty darn nice. Just giving you an additional way on your turn to DNA into Shakkoumon, so that if you have retained turn, you can then use other things later on to DNA, which is pretty nice. You know, but likewise, if you needed to pass turn, you've got the end of turn from the Armadillomon as well. It's also got Barrier, and has Barrier as the inheritable as well. Then we've got the old Ankylomon from BT16, just 2 copies of this one. Has Barrier as well. On play when Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon can't attack players until the end of your turn, or their turn, sorry. So it's quite nice for being a little stun tool. I have considered taking this out for something maybe like the Shakkoumon, for example. I used to love playing Shakkoumon in my Armadillo lists, and sometimes I do miss it because it's so cheap to just play down, and just gives you that option of kind of, okay, cool, I'm going to play this down. Now I can just immediately DNA because that's level 4, you know, let's go for it. But I do like this Ankylomon just to give us a little bit of a stunning tool just in case we need it. And again, has that all-turns inheritable of 1000 DP. Then there's the new Ankylomon from BT23, has blocker, and has blocker as both as an effect and as an inheritable. On play when Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2000 DP until their turn ends. And then if it's your turn, 2 of your Digimon may DNA Digivolve into Shakkoumon in hand. And of course, with these Shakkoumon DNA Digivolving effects, we are of course playing a few different Shakkoumons. Of course, the first one to go over is the new one. This DNA is off of a level 4 yellow or a black or blue level 4, which is pretty nice. When Digivolving until your opponent's turn ends, give one of their Digimon start of your main phase. This Digimon attacks. Then if DNA Digivolving, de-Digivolve one of their Digimon. And then also an all-turns effect, which it also shares as an inheritable. When this Digimon would leave the battle area other than by your effects, you may play one level 4 or lower yellow, black or CS trait Digimon card from its Digivolution cards without paying the cost. So kind of a pseudo partition. And if you want actual partition, there's the old Shakkoumon from BT16. Has the partition both as an effect and as an inheritable, and when Digivolving until the end of your opponent's turn, this Digimon isn't affected by the effects of their Digimon. Then, if DNA Digivolving, place one of your opponent's Digimon with as high or lower level as the number of cards in your hand in your security stacks, in yours or their security stack, I should say, at the bottom of their security stack. So helps you with a little bit of removal and getting a little bit of immunity on your Digimon. But bear in mind that the immunity is not always going to be there if you then DNA again. Something I forgot to mention as well, with this Shakkoumon, it does also de-Digivolve 1 if you're DNA Digivolving, which coupled with the Cody and TK Tamer, you're potentially doing de-Digivolve 2 with it, which is really nice. Then going into our level 6s, I've actually got four of the BT20 BanchoLeomon. Yes, slight Axel kind of top end here. And I say slight because the other card, as you can see, is very much not an Axel card. When this card be played, if you have a Digimon with the Axel trait, reduce the pay cost by 5. So if you've got another BanchoLeomon out, you can play this out for 7, which is quite handy. And on play when Digivolving, de-Digivolve 2, one of your opponent's Digimon, then one of their Digimon gets minus 5000 DP until the end of their turn. So if you've done the Ankylomon first as well, that's going to be a minus 7. With the de-Digivolving, that's going to clear potentially level 5s. You know, the 7000 I think is kind of in the mid-range for like a level 5, so you could potentially de-Digivolve to level 5 and minus 5 them into Oblivion, or minus 7, you know. Then it has an end of your turn effect. This Digimon and any of your other Digimon may DNA Digivolve into a Digimon card with Chaosmon in its name in the hand. Then the DNA Digivolved Digimon may attack. Also has an opponent's inheritable. When one of your opponent's Digimon attacks, you may change the attack target to this Digimon. Then the other Digimon we are playing is 2 copies of the BlitzGreymon Ace. This has Alliance, Blocker, on play when Digivolving, de-Digivolve 3, one of your opponent's Digimon. End of your turn, it DNAs into an Omnimon Alter S, but we're not doing that because, unfortunately, although Armadillomon can search a lot, it can't search Alter S because of the fact it's neither black or yellow. But this does have a Security Tap +1 inheritable, which is very handy when we have DNA'd into Chaosmon Valdur. We love Valdur. Such a cool card. It's got Security Tap +1. It DNAs generically off of a yellow level 6 and a green or black level 6. So that's our yellow. This is our black. If needs be, this can be our yellow and our black. On top of that, as a when Digivolving effect, for each of this Digimon's level 6 Digivolution cards, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers and gain 1 memory. Then, none of their Digimon or Tamers can activate on play effects or unsuspend until the end of your turn. It's such a cool card. And with the Security Tap +1 from the BlitzGreymon Ace, it becomes a triple breaker as well, so that's really nice. So you do the end of attack with the BanchoLeomon, and then you go ahead and you smack on him with this guy. It's very, very cool. Bearing in mind as well, if you don't have the Valdur in hand, but you do have both of these out, this can also Alliance. It has Alliance and Blocker, I don't know if I mentioned. de-Digivolve 3 on there. And you can then just do 2 checks with it, which is really nice. So yeah, really, really cool little combo. And as you saw kind of in the little teaser at the beginning of the video, you can get some absolutely crazy stacks in this deck. Then going into the Tamers, I've got 2 copies of the Tai Kamiya from ST15. This is just in here to be a memory tamer, and also it gives us a 2000 DP boost and a draw whenever an attack target is switched, which bearing in mind we've got blocker inheritables out the wazoo and redirects here. That is pretty handy. Then we've got 3 copies of the Cody, Hida, and TK Takaishi. So start of the main phase, you may play 1 Armadillomon or Patamon from your hand without paying the cost, and the next end of your opponent's turn, return it to the hand. And that's not too much of a cost to pay, because that could potentially mean that you can recur your searches with the promo Armadillomon, or if you're DNA Digivolving, nothing will get bounced because it's a new Digimon. Then your turn effect, when one of your Digimon digivolves into a black or yellow Digimon, by suspending this tamer, gain 1 memory, and if DNA Digivolving, you de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. Which, to be fair, because there's a lot of Digimon effect immunity around, that de-digivolve 1 coming from a tamer can be pretty clutch. And then bearing in mind, obviously, you've got de-digivolve 1 from Shakkoumon, so that's going to be a de-digivolve 2, potentially a de-digivolve 4 from here, because this is a de-digivolve 3. You know, and you've got, you can turn this into a D-Digivolve 3. We've got lots of D-Digivolve going around, which is very handy. Then going into the options, we've got 1 copy of Kongou. I was playing Laplas's Demon before this, but then thought I'll put in Kongou because Kongu's kind of better for the format. And you know, sometimes with the Laplas's Demon, we're going to be stunning them anyway. You know, so it's not too much of a problem to not have it. Then we've got 2 copies of Black Scramble, which of course is going to, you know, let us bring back a black Digimon from the trash, play that out, put something on the top. It's also going to let us reduce the cost of 3 when we Digivolve into something. You know, so obviously we can't play Patamon out with that one. And I did consider playing the yellow Scramble instead, but the rest of our, most of our top end is black. Obviously Angemon can't be scrambled, but we're not going to really need to anyway. So the only times we really want to scramble is when we're going into our level 6s, because ideally we will DNA Digivolve into our level 5s, so that's not going to cost us anything. So we only really want to worry about using scramble to go into the level 6s, and again Valdur will ideally be a DNA. Then we've got 4 copies of Sepia Memory Boost, adds any black or yellow Digimon after revealing 3, and just gives us a memory 2 delay. So that is the profile that I've been working on, guys. But the thing is with Armadillomon, and I think I've kind of shown this through previous profiles of Shakkoumon on the channel, it's a really adaptable deck. Like you can definitely put some very different top ends on top of it. For example, here's an image flashing up on screen of a Jumbo Gamemon top. So I've got Jumbo Gamemon, there's Metal Seedramon in there, you've got Aegis-Dramon instead of Valdur, which is quite cool. The Metal Seedramon does do a D-Digivolve 1 and also returns a 7 play cost or lower to the hand. I believe it's to the hand. I can't actually see it on screen because normally I would do a cutaway and go to there, but I figured because these are not going to be full deck profiles, I'll just put images up on them. You know, I'll flash it up on screen if it is hand or deck. But 7 play cost. Hudie is 7 play cost. You can get rid of that Hudie so long as you survive. And with the Digimon effect immunity from Shakkoumon, that's not too bad, to be fair, is it? Especially because if you do it from underneath Jumbo Gamemon as well, Jumbo Gamemon, Digimon effect immunity, pop out the Shakkoumon, go into the Metal Seedramon Ace, and then bounce the Hoodiemon. I think that could be pretty good, not gonna lie. Other lists you could look at as well is Lord Nightmon. So I went with the BT22 Lord Nightmon instead of the BT19 one, just because we're not putting so much stuff in our trash. So it can kind of, you know, potentially play out these smaller level 4 or lower black or yellow, black or red Digimon. So it won't be able to play Patamon, it won't play Angemon, so it might need to be some adjustments there. But otherwise pretty good. And then obviously Lord Nightmon X is very cool with the de-digivolving, with the collision, with the piercing. If you raid in with the BT22 Lord Nightmon and you've got BT9X antibody underneath, then hop into that Lord Nightmon X, you're then piercing into that thing that you've raided into, which I think is pretty cool. We've also got the Ragnarlord just to be a big blitz target, and a big, you know, I'm gonna rip your security. Then another one to look at, and I believe this is the last one we're looking at, is actually a Gaiomon Greymon top end. I experimented with this one before, and now we've got a little bit more kind of CS stuff in the list. It's even better than it was before because now we've got the BlitzGreymon in there. BlitzGreymon can then Digivolve for cheaper off of Angemon or Ankylomon, so if we don't have the DNA we can do that. Play out our Tamers, which is nice. I've added in Yuko as well, just to give that Digimon effect immunity to our Greymons. All of the Gaiomons and Blackwall Greymons are searchable, as is the BlitzGreymon via the Armadillomon and the Sepia Memory Boost. You know, we've got no level 7 DNA in anymore. You could put Ragnarlord in, for example, but I don't feel like it's necessary with the Gaiomons because they just get so big The BT22 one, for example, as soon as you do an attack target switch, whether you're raiding or you're blocking, and it will have blocker because you've got blocker inheritables, available, will gain 5,000 DP. You're going to be trashing security, you're going to be doing lots of stuff with that, which is really nice. Potentially security tap +1 from the BlitzGreymon as well. BlitzGreymon, of course, is a great ace to have when we're taunting them in. So I think it's potentially got a lot of potential with that, but my favourite of all of them is this main one, with the Valdur arm in it and the BanchoLeomon. I think it's really, really cool, and just kind of is the most naturally kind of, I'm going to abuse DNA Digivolution as much as I can list out of these that I've mentioned. And those other three, two of them I've tested somewhat, but at different points. So the Jumbo one I actually played in a previous Jank Tank. The Greymon one I was potentially gonna play in a Jank Tank, but then didn't. And the Lord Knight one, that's complete theory crafting. But the actual BanchoLeomon one on screen, has been tested and is really, really cool. So I very much like it. But let me know what you guys think, and let me know what other sort of top ends you guys would want to put on top of the Armadillo Shakkoumon engine. It's, like I say, it's very adaptable. It's quite consistent, quite generically consistent. And definitely can put in the business. Is it going to be top of the meta? No, but is it going to be really fun at your locals? Abso-freaking-lutely. So yeah, do try it out. Let me know what you think, and let me know what other top ends you want to see on top of it. Like, subscribe, ding that notification bell, and we'll see you again on the next video. But until then, keep it digital.